All right, it must be Thursday because I am here and you are here, and it is Fear Expo Live. We have a great lineup tonight. I'm really excited about this show, as I am with every show. And of course, with me, as always, from here on out, Tayen.
Hello.
What's going on, girl?
I have a fancy background now, like you
I
and Matt.
see that.
Yeah,
We had a week off, so
I know.
we had some time to prepare. I got my fancy background still. Go wait, hold on, my lights
You're lacking, slacking.
are on.
See now we match.
There you go. I had to turn my lights on. It's
No,
so well because the lights are so bright in here that I don't know. I thought it would be cool. It's still kind of cool.
I have a pink one though, and mine's a dog.
Well, we can't see it. Your head's in the way. Nice. So how was your convention?
It was good. We had fun. We went on a ghost tour that same night on Saturday, I think, and it was pretty cool. I learned history and stuff, but now I'm getting ready to graduate in like 8 days.
What?
hmm
8 days.
8
God, I
days.
forgot. Like it is May.
Yeah,
That's pretty rough. Rough. Haunt builders are going to be in full swing right now.
I know. And we still have orders.
Well, speaking of orders
Yeah.
and haunt builders and everything that has to do with haunts, let's bring on our first guest from Mile High FX, Mike Murray. Mike, what is going on?
You're muted, Mike.
Muted. Here, let me hold on.
There we go. Okay.
There you go. What's going on, bud?
Not much. Not much. Finishing up a couple new products, and well, that's pretty much it. I finally fixed the background, and
Look at
then
that.
the stream died. So,
Now you were at Fear Expo.
mm-hmm.
I got to talk to you briefly. You were busy. You were busy. You had your booth. You had the stage. You were even doing makeup for Saturday night for people. You were busy. Tell us about your weekend out there.
Well, busy is definitely the word. Um, we ended up staying at a hotel like a mile away, and we regret it because that mile of drive was the longest mile of like our lives. um, but no, we had great. We actually had a huge booth. I got to play around with lights, which is my favorite thing to do at the booth, and we had our main booth. Then we had the makeup stage, which had demos on it all weekend. Then we also had in the Neon Nightmares area, we had another booth just for the UV paint. So we had everything pretty much. And then we also painted people for the ball on Saturday. Had probably like 15, 20 people. It was good. And we actually, I almost fell asleep next to Tayen
Yeah.
on the couch at the ball because we were just exhausted.
So, for people that don't know, tell us about Mile High FX and what you guys do.
Well, Mile High FX, we started years ago under a different name, but then actually during COVID, I closed up shop. And then, I thought, I'm done. COVID, wasn't a lot of face painters or really haunted house going around so closed up shop, said I was officially done. And then Mythica Von Griffin, or actually she's now Mythica Blessing, she was on the TV show Skin Wars. I've known her for years, even before Skin Wars. She reached out to me and said, at that point I was actually moving to Colorado, and she was like, "So you're gonna reopen the makeup business, right?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. She's like, "No, we're gonna reopen the makeup business," and she took it on actually as the owner of Mile High, and now we have over 100 regular colors in water activated. We have 22 water activated UV. We have hybrid alcohol makeup, which we've had for a while. We have hybrid alcohol palettes. And coming soon, it'll be available mid-July. We actually have hybrid 2.0, which is a completely brand new airbrush line. It's double the pigment and half the product. So it's going to go a lot longer than standard hybrid alcohol makeup goes, and just as durable and just easy to remove. So we are very excited for that. And
Well,
yes, I love the blacklight setup we had.
well, July is coming real close, real
Mm-hmm.
close. So why don't you tell us about this new airbrush you guys are releasing?
All right. Well, like I said, we're going to call it just Hybrid 2.0. It's nothing fancy in the name. It does rely heavier. Actually, has a little bit more of our sealer in it. Has more than the original line did. So it is still going to be waterproof and smudge proof. But from our tests so far, the pigmentation is a little bit beyond double what we used to have, still without clogging, which is very important in airbrush, because if you've ever used an airbrush, you get a clog and your entire night's thrown off. It can be a 2-minute fix, or it could be a 30-minute take apart the entire airbrush trying to figure it out fix. We're going to have more UV in it. I think we'll have 12 colors in UV, whereas right now we have like 6 colors in the airbrush UV. And we'll have a lot more monster colors. I think the initial launch is going to be right around 60 airbrush colors, whereas now I think we have 41. So we're going to be adding a lot more monster colors too, which we're very happy about, not just the base colors.
Now, at Fear Expo, you were on the demo stage quite a bit. What were kind of the I don't want to say like classes, but I mean, you were kind of up there teaching and showing things, and you were, I mean, you guys were doing a lot of stuff on that stage. Talk about kind of the things you were doing while you were there.
Okay, so while there, we actually had our friend, I think it's Sean, I can't remember his last name, I think it's Spicer, or something very similar to that. He actually did a theatrical makeup just space tutorial going over even just standard theatrical makeup, because a lot of people don't realize SFX encompasses that. It can also be your theater. Like I know Miss Tayen over there used a lot of our makeup in one of her theater productions.
We used it for Xanadu.
Yes. And so, there's a lot of applications. A lot of times people see SFX makeup, they think only haunted houses or only face painters. But it can be used in a lot of other stuff. Like I said, he did the theatrical 101 class. I know we had Emily Bloom up there. She was doing a very quick airbrush class, like how to airbrush quickly. I know we ended up doing a very quick 1-minute zombie demo, which a lot of people were just going crazy for because, especially in a haunted house, you don't have a lot of time. So, getting your zombies done in a minute or less, which is very, very good. We also did a Medusa. Was it Medusa? I think it was Medusa demo. We also did
You did one on Keegan, and it was some kind of disease.
pestilence. I think it was.
I don't remember which one it was. It was like boils all over his face.
Yep. We did lots of boils because, why not give Keegan boils? But then we know Wendy from Wicked FX, she uses our makeup. She does these UV reactive, really quick application boils, speaking of boils. And then you use our makeup on it as well. And she did a class on that as well. Man, we had a lot of classes. Like my brain's mixing them together.
Now, being in the haunt industry, we all know this is a creativity-driven type of industry. I mean, actors, builders, and owners, everybody has to have creativity from, stem to stern. It always fascinates me to see makeup artists, especially in their element, just coming up with things on the spot, on the fly. They may have an idea what they want to do, but things change when your canvas isn't cooperating quite the way you think you would want it to cooperate. But inspiration is a big thing. So where do you get your inspiration for your creations?
Most of the creations that I do are kind of more, I guess you say, like old school style. And I'm talking about like slasher films. I'm talking like ancient buildings, like things you would see creeping in buildings. And one of the things I love, just like my partner thinks I'm crazy because usually I will literally pull off on the side of the road and go stare at an old building. And then my brain will think, well, what creepy creature would come out of that building? And especially here in Florida, there's a lot of those tiny little cities that don't really exist anymore. And I'm the weirdo on the side of the street, on the side of the road, taking photos of a building that's half collapsed. And then I use those reference photos later to make, my brain will be like, oh, you know what? They're going to be pale. They're going to be overly pale. They're not going to have eyes. Or, like you see some buildings, you're like, they got burned. So we're going to do burns. Just, yeah, it's a lot of my, I think it's called urban decay, which is like when kind of the earth takes back over
Mhm.
things that were built. And that is where a lot of my inspiration comes, and kind of thinking what would be living in that building that I just found on the side of State Road 44 while driving through the middle of nothing.
Now, let's get back to Mile High here for a second. You're talking about all these colors that you got coming up. You got all these airbrushes, new airbrushes you're coming up with. You have quite a large selection of colors. How do
Yes.
you get from like, okay, we have like this base color wheel, we got our primary colors, here's what you got, to like where you guys are at now?
Well, a lot of it came from necessity. We would, especially when I used to work in haunts, like I worked in haunts up in Chicago when I was still up there, and a lot of the colors were literally the color looks great in light, and then you bring it into a darker area, and you're like, this color sucks, and it needs to be darker, it needs to be brighter, or you start with a yellow base, and you're like, okay, let's add a little brown. All right, we're gonna add a little green, we're gonna add some red. Oh look, there's a color I need. I remember um, we had a scene where people were they had can't remember what disease it was, but you know they were covered in human feces, and we needed kind of like a sickly diarrhea-ish color, and we sat there for like a week just mixing, looking at reference pictures of human waste and trying to match a color until it worked, but it also had to work in the lights that we had at the haunt. So that's honestly where most of the colors come from. It's just been over the years of this yellow or this green is great, but I need to add a brown to it to make it what I need. I need to add this. And when we mix colors, we write down what we're mixing so we can duplicate it again and again. Because especially if you're doing it for a character, you don't want your character to be bright and sunny one weekend and then pale the next weekend if it's the same character. Or especially like if you're on stage, you need the same color to equate the entire time.
Now, do you have a favorite color or color line that you guys create?
Well, I love purples, so my favorite purple is actually Sea Witch, which is a custom color that I made years ago because one of the characters that I do, and I've done it for Make a Wish, was Ursula. And Ursula is a very specific purple, and no one really made it. And I had to keep doing that character over and over. We did 6 Make a Wishes back to back. So I had about 3 months of purple. My entire life was purple. But then I wanted to make it UV because I love the UV. So we actually added UV pigment into it. It's called Sea Witch, and that is just like my favorite color. It also brings back a lot of memories of doing the Make a Wishes.
So, speaking of that, do you have a favorite creation?
Um, Favorite
Well, let's do
creation.
top three. 'Cause that might be
Oh,
a single
That's a
one will be
difficult
too hard. So
question.
let's do top three.
okay. So at Texas Honors a couple years ago, we were. She's literally glowing. Yes.
It's called
we
makeup.
were we were actually going to do a kind of like a gray werewolf, kind of werewolf-ish creature. And as we were actually finishing out the nose and everything, we're like, this is kind of not what we were going for originally. And then the model actually, I guess, loved pumpkin spice lattes and always had a pumpkin spice latte in their hand, but their breath smelled like pumpkin spice. And when you're up close painting people, you smell their breath. So we ended up, instead of painting them, the gray kind of bluish color we were going for, we painted them orange, and we called them the pumpkin spice monster, which is on our Facebook somewhere. And yep, and they never lived it down because every time we went back the next year to Texas Honors, and as soon as the model walked in, you're the pumpkin spice monster. Another one we did was a from Japanese lore. It had all these cool little crevices and lines all over the face. Um, That one absolutely loved. But then my favorite, honestly, was one of my original ones was actually just a kind of vampire-esque look. It was a lot of it was done by Claire, and I can't remember what her last name is right now. I haven't seen her in years, so hope she's doing good. Um, we based out the person in a gray. We gave him just kind of sunken looks, but then we painted on an entire elaborate necklace, and people from across the room were looking at it, and they were asking where we bought it because it looked like an actual necklace, but it was completely painted onto their chest. And I guess that is one of my favorite. And that's probably a 15 or 20-year-old paint, but I still absolutely love that one whenever I see it.
You might have to bust that out on the demo stage next year so we can all see it.
Yeah, that we could definitely do that. That's fun, especially like painting jewelry and stuff, which isn't something you usually do in the haunt industry because it's very delicate. You're trying to paint it, but it really really well. Plus, then we walked around the streets of LA like that, and had a lot of fun.
All right, guys, we have Mike for a few more minutes, so if you need questions answered or want to know what's going on with him or Mile High FX, get them in the comments. Tayen's keeping an eye on that. What's coming up next year? Wait, I'm sorry, do you have
I
something?
was going to say, there was one that I was thinking of a minute ago that hasn't got asked yet, but I know it's everybody's top question for makeup. Since you were Ursula that often, does the makeup ever stain?
Our purple thankfully doesn't, but we also use our makeup sealer as a primer, which is something a lot of people don't do. It all depends on your body chemistry. Different colors will stain different people. For example, me, it's blue. If it's just a regular old blue, I'm going to be a Smurf for like 2 weeks because it's not going to leave me. But I use our makeup sealer as a primer, so I put down a layer first before we put any makeup on. So that way, when we remove it, it's not actually going directly onto your skin; it's going onto that layer in between. So a makeup primer is very, very useful, and like every company has a makeup primer. But in a lot of haunts, it's very quick. But you can literally load primer into an airbrush and just spray them. It takes like a second. Get that primer on there, so it's getting that layer. It's also going to make it more durable because when the actor sweats, it's giving it kind of a sealed layer in between the actual skin and the makeup.
Molly Zombie wants to know if y'all have any YouTube videos.
We have a few YouTube videos. We have been really horrible at making videos over the last 18 years of doing this. I think we've made probably like 7 videos. It's definitely something that we want to get into. It's just we are overly busy and never end up actually getting time to do it.
That's fair.
So what's coming up in the next year for Mile High FX?
Not for Mile High FX, besides the launch of Hybrid 2.0, which would be in about a month. We're going to be at CreepyCon, I think is the name of the show, in
Tennessee.
I don't even know where it is. Somewhere.
I think it's Tennessee. I think
It's somewhere. Like one of our employees, Angela, who was at the show, she always says she doesn't know where she's going. She gets in the car, we go, we sell things, and eventually she comes home.
I feel that.
Knoxville.
Mom just said.
Okay.
Yeah.
But besides that, we will be at the HauntCon because it's going to be featuring some of the SFX Expo classes there. And then we actually host our main show, which is SFX Expo, which is May next year, which is an entire weekend of nothing but prop building, making things, learning how to do makeup techniques. We haven't announced it yet. It gets announced tomorrow, but we actually have 2 makeup artists coming from overseas just to teach their techniques. And also being announced tomorrow is we actually have Tayen, who's going to be coming in as a guest instructor, who's going to be doing all about props. So it's going to be more of an intensive. We will have several of our classes at HauntCon next year. But then, we have an entire really overly intensive weekend planned in May.
So where can we find Mile High FX all over the interwebs and any conventions or anything that you're going to be attending in the next year?
All right, so Mile High FX is milehighfx.com, or on any of our social media, it's all Mile High FX. And the SFX Expo is sfxmakeupexpo.com because Facebook has banned the phrase SFX Expo for some reason. Don't know why. They say that it is too close to another word, so they are not allowing it. But yeah, also I just popped up. It just popped up on the screen. Anything you purchase for the next probably like 2-3 weeks, I'll keep the code up. If you go to our website milehighfx.com and use promo code Fear Expo, you'll save 10%. And any order over $50 is free shipping as well.
And of course, we're seeing you at HauntCon and Fear Expo next year.
Yep. We'll be at both. I hope tentatively know where our booth is for Expo. I know it moved a little bit, but we still have the stage, and hopefully we'll have even more content on it next year.
Yeah, so don't forget about that if you're going to Fear Expo next year, to make sure you check out the stage, because you're going to see Mike Murray up there. You're going to see Emily Bloom up there. You're going to probably see, I don't know, maybe a dozen more makeup artists up there next year just doing their thing and showing off their stuff, which is a really cool feature that we have going on throughout the day. Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Really appreciate you. Appreciate all your talents and everything you do for this business, and I cannot wait to see you in February.
Yep, I'll see you in February at HauntCon.
I'll see you soon.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. You guys have a good one.
All right. I like that guy. Why does I don't know who keeps making these banners. Tayen, you're the one who's responsible for these banners that are coming up.
I haven't got the code yet, so I can't do it.
How dare you, Tayen?
I know.
I'm blaming you. So I don't know if we have anything to give away tonight or not, but we still have our grand prize that I still haven't given away yet. And I haven't even announced what it was. Maybe I'll announce it tonight at the end of the show, what I'm going to give away for our grand prize. I think that'll be fun. But probably won't give it away tonight. Maybe next week. Maybe the week after. Who knows? I don't know. You got to tune in. But tonight, I do have a video from our friend Willie May. He wants to help some people out there. Are we doing Haunt Minute? You want to do Haunt Minute right now? All right. Well, then let's do Haunt Minute right now with Willie May.
Hello, ghouls and girls. This is Haunt News in a Minute. Powered by Yup. That's scary.
What's up, y'all? It's Gerard from Yep That's Scary, and this is Haunt News in a Minute. Limited access to the Halloween event. Scream your way through the every night of Hollow Screams at SeaWorld Orlando, with unlimited visitations throughout the night from September 8th to October 31st. Admission per guest is $89 to $100. Do you see other theme park attractions taking this similar fucking approach? Breaking news. Dark Knight Halloween World will be the world's first AI-designed, AI-managed haunted Halloween attraction event. Between their top-of-the-line security forces, animatronic, and staff's decision to microchip their arms to make sure they can be fully integrated into the AI system. Opening at Long Island on Friday, October 13th. Do you think this is a bit too much? Backstage at Disneyland, California. It's a once-a-year event. It started way back in August 1999. It's a joint effort between the Motors of Goth Industry, Death Rock Club, Absence, and the release of the Bats. Home Depot Advisory Report. Now let's go out to speed with Willie May and the Home Depot Haunt Advisory Report. Take it away.
I ain't afraid of ghosts. So I went to my local Home Depot to find my 12-foot skeleton because I wanted to get a start on it before anyone else gets a 12-foot skeleton and it'll be sold out. And to my surprise, I couldn't find a 12-foot skeleton. So I decided to go to a rep at Home Depot to figure out why can I not find my skeleton. Why are you skeleton? So I went to a Home Depot rep, this guy, and I asked him, where's the 12-foot skeletons? And he said,
if you're buying a 12 feet, or is it 12 feet, right?
Yes, 12 foot. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. You know your product.
12 foot of skeleton from Home Depot. Bring a truck, because it's going to be a big box.
The duh.
Order online.
It's pre-sale only. You gotta order online. Well, this is Willie May at Home Depot with your Haunt Advisory Report. We ain't afraid of no ghosts. Back to you, Gerard.
Thank you, Willie Mae and Home Depot Rep D. Scare Actor Auditions. It's about that time to start posting your hot jobs and positions in a large Scare Actor group on Facebook called Scare Actor Audition and Casting Call. Post your job postings today at facebook.com/scareactorsaudition. Fucking Fear Fair. We're sad to announce that after 22 years running, Fear Fair has to come to a close, reporting unable to secure liability insurance after an unauthorized climber escaped the notice of Midway staff and fell off the rock wall climbing, sustaining injuries, and after a lawsuit, the 22-year-old haunt now closing the doors because carriers were not insured to haunt anymore. Brett and Rebecca, your sweat and tears in the industry have not gone unnoticed. We thank you for your hard work in our industry and holding the standards up high. We here at Yep, It's Scary wish you luck on your next chapter. I'm Gerard with Yep, That's Scary, and this is Haunt News in a Minute.
Thank you, Gerard. Thank you, Willie. We're going to see Willie here in a little bit. Yeah, Fear Fair's closing their doors after 22 years. That's where I got my start as a travel actor, was working at Fear Fair. And I went there for like 9 years straight, just nonstop. And I loved that place. And I'm so sad to see it go. Brett and Becky are two of the greatest people you'll ever meet. And man, that's really rough. That's a big hit to the industry right there. Sad note. Anyways, we got to pep it up now. So let's do tonight. We're going to do a hashtag. We're going to go with what are you looking forward to most? Either HauntCon or Fear Expo. Whatever you're looking forward to the most, go ahead and hashtag Fear Expo 2024 or HauntCon 2024. I don't know if I have anything to give away, to be honest with you. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We'll figure that out in a little bit. Because we have a really cool guest. One of the craziest booths we had at Fear Expo last year. I mean, man, if you saw their booth, if they didn't have it, then you didn't want it bad enough. I mean, that's just all that was. So we're gonna bring on Southern Nikki. What's going on, girl?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Imagination.
You sound so cute.
Thank you. Yep, Imaginations. I'm in our stock room right now, trying to avoid the ghosts that are inhabiting the building right now.
So, you guys, I don't even know where to begin with your product lines.
That's a loaded question, I would say. I mean, we're a kind of one-stop shop for all your Halloween needs. Not even Halloween. I mean, just any kind of need, I guess. We have lots of things. We have wigs, contacts, makeup, costumes, of course, decor, earrings, even just t-shirts and everything. And then we also started our own production line where we make custom costumes, props, and animatronics.
Well, I know last year your boots were a pretty big hit.
How can I forget the demonias? Oh Lord, they're gonna kill me when they find out I forgot about the demonias.
I mean, everybody was walking around Friday with your guys' boots and all day Saturday. Because we had the VIP event Saturday. And then, Saturdays, like everybody's wearing the boots. They're wearing them at the ball. I mean, they were everywhere.
Oh yeah. They're so comfortable too. Cause I have some as well. And they're really comfortable to walk around in. Even like when you're looking at them, you're like, that's got a wedge. Can I really walk around in that for long periods of time and stand in it? Yes, you can. Can you run for people? Yes. Can you chase people? Yes, you can do whatever you need to do in your haunt. And so, of course, that's the one thing. It was like our contacts and our demonia shoes that we'd get slammed with because everybody wanted to change their eye color. Who doesn't? And who wants some cute boots on their feet? I mean, I do.
I didn't wear my boots because I don't have any imagination boots. Wink. Wink.
Okay, I got that. Let me write that down and wink, wink. See what I can do for you.
But I mean, it was crazy. I mean, your booth was I barely got a chance to talk to you guys over the weekend because every single time I went over there, I mean, everybody was busy, but I mean, you guys were and you were like all the way in the back. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this way, we kind of did that on purpose because we knew you guys were going to be popular and kind of like force people to walk towards the back and stuff. But I was like, you know what? maybe around lunchtime I'll swing by there to, it'll die down there. No, it never stopped. It never died down with you guys. And it was,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was, I was almost frustrated and I felt bad for you guys at the same time.
Well, it's so great that everybody just loved us there because we loved everybody there too. And it was this is our first year vending at any trade shows, so it was really great to see everybody just really accept us. Sometimes you couldn't stir a stick anywhere and then you would think, oh, we have a moment, we could take a breath, you would catch your breath, and then it would just be jam-packed of just all the lovely people just coming in and talking to us and us selling whatever we could to them.
What's Zach saying here? Got to get my wife a pair of those blood red heels with the bat on them. She loves seeing them on the website.
Oh, I
Chris-
have them. Absolutely love them. If you don't,
Chris,
get
can we
'em-
bring up the website by any chance? I don't know if Chris can do that or not, but
I ended up getting a pair of the boots from them at Fear Expo before I
Yeah.
left. I
Oh.
fell victim to it.
Oh. Honey, I fall victim to this store every day when I walk in, and I'm like, what do we got now? What do we
And
got
I
now?"
can't walk in heels, so it says something that I can walk in those because they're friggin' huge.
Those are probably the easiest shoes I've ever had to walk in because I'm like a baby calf being born. You're all over the
Same.
place. You get into those demonias and you're just a rock star on them.
And I'm 5'2", so then when I go to sit down, I'm like, oh, that seat's really far.
Keith's got a question here.
Okay.
Do they make demonias for men?
Yes, they do. They make them for men and women, and they also do a unisex line as well that men and women can have. That's kind of the popular one is the unisex because it's not specifically for a gender or anything, but anybody can wear them. I mean, the girl sizes do go up to a size 13, so guys can go into them because there are 13, and then the girls can go into, if you're a size 13, no judgments here on anybody. Ladies can go into men's shoes as well.
Keith is sold. He's ready for his own. Well, they're on the website. Go get them.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yeah, just go to Imaginations Costumers. If you we've got a 10% coupon for you guys. If you use Sweet, you get 10% off as well. If you go to Imaginations Costumes, not Costumers, because I like to put that R in there, but sorry about that. Costumes, imaginationscostumes.com, and use 10% with the Sweet promo. You get you find a lot of good stuff. Whatever we have on their website is in the store because we ship around all over the place. So we're in Myrtle Beach. So if you want to come to the beach, just stop on in. We'll help you too. You can ask for myself, Southern Nikki, or Donnie, or anybody. We all love seeing everybody, meeting new people, and getting new things out to people.
Well, speaking of new things, what do you got that's new?
For this year, we do have, because we did start our own production company, which is called Murder Beach Productions. We have gotten straight jackets. We have made our own custom straight jackets. That's new to the store this year. We also have, oh my God, our Sinister sticks. If you weren't at Fear Expo and you didn't see me with a pig on a stick, I love my pig on a stick. He's still here. But our Sinister sticks, we do have a new thing. We had 2 new things come out this year. We have Sinister Treats and Sinister Bling. And I'm wearing some of our bling right now. We're getting some custom earrings and everything. So that's new. And then, of course, we've always got the costumes coming in and the makeup coming in. And, I mean, you just need to check the website back every day because we're always adding something.
So what is your favorite stuff that you guys have then?
Lord, that's a loaded question. If it's not one at all, I mean, I love the wigs. I love the makeup. And of course, I love these dresses. We also carry Sourpuss, which is an alternative clothing. Very comfortable, very just, I get so many compliments when I wear the Sourpuss clothing out and about in Myrtle Beach that people are like, oh my God, that is so cute. Where'd you get that? And I'm like, Imaginations. I'm like a walking billboard for us here.
That's
Now,
what happens.
I could be mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I am.
Okay.
I believe
Uh-huh.
Imagination is now an award-winning vendor.
Yes, we are. We did win an award for, I believe it was the best product you couldn't live without. And if you wanted to know what product that was, it was everything. It was everything we offered.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Just first of all, I was there when you guys were setting your booth up, and I was watching you guys, and I kept coming over to you guys. I was like, do you guys need more help? Because like I just kept seeing boxes and boxes coming off, and then like you guys were putting up shelves, and I'm like, what in the world's going on here?
Yeah,
And then like a few hours later, I rolled by, and you guys were like done, and I was like, holy crap! I was like, what do you what?
we
Like,
bring
you
a
guys are
store with us. We bring a miniature store with us, and we've got it down to a science.
You guys could almost run your own expo just on your own with the amount of stuff that you guys brought. It was crazy. And your guys' booth was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, and getting a chance to meet all you guys was just a treat, obviously. I mean,
we love meeting all y'all too.
It was incredible. But what were some of your big ticket items other than the boots that you guys were doing with Fear Expo?
Of course, the boots and the contacts. But we did sell a lot of the custom costumes that we do with MVP, which is Murder Beach Productions. Are the #1 clown costume, because we have clown jumpsuits that just we can't keep in stock. Are our neon Mansons is what we call it. It's a jumpsuit with neon colors splattered all over it and neon buttons. Everybody flocks to that one. The guy that helps me, because there's 2 of us that kind of do it, and it's myself and another gentleman, Donnie. He's baffled by the people just going to get the neon. He's like, it's too bright. It's too bright. Nobody wants anything bright and haunt. And I was like, yeah, I want to see who's coming after me.
I know there was a lot of not a lot, but there was a few non-haunted house related vendors, like the CBD people were there and the insurance people and stuff like that. When they learned that there was a ball, they immediately like come running over to you guys. It's like, we need help. Like we need something. Please help us, And
we're there for your shopping needs when you forget something, because sometimes you really just don't know what's going to happen, and then you get there and you're all excited and you're like, oh, I didn't prepare. Well, we've got you. Don't you worry about it. We will have you ready to go looking like $1,000,000.
But yeah, you guys said by the time Saturday night the ball came, you guys had people who had a few costumes, imagination costumes up there, and they were rocking them out, and they were extremely happy with them, and they looked amazing. Of course.
Thank you.
So what do you think was or is some of your best-selling costumes? And maybe Chris can bring them up on the website and we can show them off a little bit.
Our best-selling ones, of course, are always going to be clown costumes. And then, of course, any straight jacket. Like, people just, it's really weird how people will kind of flock to the sane asylums. It's just a little creepy, I guess. Those are always our #1 sellers that we will sell out of in a heartbeat, is a clown costume, an insane asylum, and an orange jumpsuit. People really love to be in an orange jumpsuit.
Well, you get things like that, like the clowns and the jumpsuits and things like that. It's easy for makeup artists, right?
Yes.
Like they can put them in a chair, and when you get into some of the more elaborate stuff, it's you got to create around that, and it gets a little difficult sometimes.
Yeah, when you bring in your witches, because everybody loves witches, but then you can go from the glam witch all the way to the really scary one, and that can be a little bit harder, because with the clown, you're like, do you want to be scary or do you want to be funny? And even if you look funny, clowns are scary, so you could do the simplest makeup and still freak someone out. I know I'm going to run from a clown.
All right, guys, we have Southern Nikki for a few more minutes here, so get your questions in for her and Imagination. I'm sure you guys got a bunch, especially people that were there. I mean, when Doug called me a few days ago, and he's like, oh, by the way, Imagination's going to be on the show this week. And I was like, crap. Because usually, you get Mike. Mike's a great guy, and he's a makeup artist. You talk about makeup and what they're doing and stuff like that. you get Tayen, and Tayen's a prop builder, and she builds these amazing, crazy props. And you get somebody like Imagination on, who just has everything.
What
And
can
it's
we
just,
talk about? It
yeah,
all.
and it's just like, well, I'll just throw a stick in the air and see where it lands. I don't know. Like, it's
Hey, we'll
so.
go with it.
While we wait for some questions here, let's talk about props. What kind of props are you guys offering this year?
So I believe, of course, we've got our Sinister sticks. If you don't know what those are great little walking sticks that we have a pig, we have shrunken heads on them, just different kinds. Of course, we've got our animatronics, we've got a scarecrow, some pumpkins, of course, witches. Can't go wrong with witches. I believe we have a mallet somewhere. Of course, there's always props like knives and anything you could kind of think of. We kind of got it. I think I got a meat cleaver out there too.
Apparently, you guys are going to have to get a 50-foot skeleton because Willie Mae is having a hard time tracking one down right now. So
50 foot, you said? I don't know if I got that one. I might have a skeleton somewhere. We try to do, I love to call it adopt a skelly during Halloween, where we have everybody come in and just grab a skeleton and adopt them. So if I find one, he can have it, or he can't have it. He can purchase it. He can adopt him.
So do you or anybody you work with, are you guys affiliated with an attraction at all, or?
We do, there's a lot of haunts down here. We work with Panic Attack. We also work with one in North Carolina. I can't remember all of them. They're all going to kill me because they're going to be like, you didn't mention me. And I'll be like, I am so sorry. Yeah. We're not kind of affiliated with one. We just help everybody. We want to spread the love to everyone.
Gotcha. Now, I know you said Fear Expo was your guys' first show, and I can't imagine. I mean, I know you guys did well. That had to open up just a whole nother market and ideas for you guys. And
it opened up another can of worms that we can't put back.
So I have to imagine you got some shows planned up, and you're going to be heading out soon.
Yes, we are actually getting ready to go to Carolina Fear Fest next weekend. So myself and Donnie are going to be there, and we're not taking as much, which is kind of baffling, but we are going to be taking some stuff with us. The boots are coming. I mean, if we don't have the boots, I think they might riot. And of course, the contacts are coming. I don't think we're taking as much makeup as we normally do, but we're going to scale it down a little bit because there's only 2 of us go instead of 4.
So where can we find Imaginations? All on the interwebs? Any upcoming shows other than the Carolina one? Where are you guys at, and what are you going to be doing?
So you can find us at imaginationscostumes.com. You can also find us here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, off of Waccamaw Boulevard. Carolina Fear Fest is kind of going to be our last one for this year, because then we got to get ready for the store to get Halloween and get Myrtle Beach production into the store itself, and get ready for everybody else that is ready for these haunts to open and ready for Halloween, because I'm ready for it. I don't know if anybody else is. And I know that next year we have started to plan, and we will see you at HauntCon, and we will see you at Fear Expo as well.
So there it is, guys. HauntCon and Fear Expo. If you haven't checked them out, you need to. I mean, if you go to their website, it's like a journey, some time. It's like going to the movies. Like you need a little bit of time to sift through everything that they have, because it's crazy the amount of stuff that they have. And if you don't have that kind of time, show up to HauntCon and Fear Expo, and you can just see it in person. It'll be right there. Keith wants to know if you're going to MHC.
No, we're not. We're not going to that one. Maybe next year. We kind of had to take a little break because we were going out all the time. And then we need to pump the brakes for a little bit to see what to get ready for the store, because the store, we've kind of neglected the store a little bit. We do have a team here in the store working hard as they can possibly be, but they're like, hey, bring some of that product here. We need the boots. We need everything in the store, because they're asking for it in Myrtle Beach too.
All right, drop that promo code for us one more time.
It is 10% off with Sweet. So that's the promo code. Just go in and purchase whatever you need to. And when it asks for a promo code, it is Sweet for 10% off.
There you go, guys. That's a 10% night. So head over to Mile High FX for Fear Expo will be your code there to get 10% off there, and head on over to Imagination to get 10% off your promo code using Sweet. Get those boots. You heard them here. They're comfortable. Get the heels. Be like Tayen, rocking out your heels.
Super tall.
We're gonna get Doug some heels, and he's gonna be sporting them.
I just said that we need to get him a pair of little boots.
Oh,
Well,
yes, we do.
We'll have him sport them in the neon side of things, so that way it's a little bit darker, so people can't see him too well.
We should have Mike paint little Fear Expo symbols on them.
That would be amazing.
We can do that. I'm sure Mike would be up for a little collab there to get Doug rocking out. That'd be good. All right, Southern Nikki, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, anytime. It's always a pleasure to see you, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And I will see you in February.
I will see y'all in February. Night.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, you were pretty close to their booth. You got to see a lot of their stuff. I mean, you obviously went there because you bought some things, but I mean,
I went the last day. That was the only time I had.
I mean, it was crazy the amount of things that they brought. Like, it was extremely impressive.
And their booth, it almost looked like it was made out of like metal.
Yeah, they had all the scaffolding stuff set up there, and they had all their neon lights set up and LED lights, and
it was crazy.
Just the amount of boots and product. I mean, just everything. I mean, I was so thrilled to have them there, and I'm so glad that they're coming to HauntCon and they're coming to Fear Expo. Not to mention that they have this amazing product line. I mean, what time I did get to spend with them, which wasn't a lot, they were really cool and really amazing people. Just like all of us at Fear Expo and HauntCon.
I'm trying to find it, but Mike said that Mile High would give away, I think it was a pallet for the giveaway tonight.
Yes. So we can find that in a second because we have one more thing. So Mike, if you're still on here and you want to, all right. So Mike's plugging that now. So we're going to go ahead and we'll bring that up. We got one more thing that we got to kind of go through before we do that and do some plugs and stuff like that. Cause Willie May is back and he wants to help you out with your haunted houses. So I'm going to turn it over to Willie May.
What's going on, everybody? This is Willie May, and this is Marketing Tricks, Treats, and Trends. So in my handy dandy trick-or-treat pail, which, oh, 1 second. So embarrassing. I'm going to be answering a series of social media marketing questions asked by you guys. Okay, let that go to waste. As I was saying, in my trick-or-treating pail, I will try to answer that question for you. This is good, real good. So let's see what we got here. The first question is, what is a collaborator on Instagram? So today I'll be showing how to share a collab on Instagram. Now, when the other person accepts your collab, then your video can share videos and comments. Check it out. You're going to upload your video collab on Reels Uploader. Once you go to the Share Screen tab, tag people. On the bottom right, you can tap Invite Collaborators. You can only collaborate with one other person, and that other person must accept your request. Now that I've selected Yep as a collaborator, click Done in the upper right corner. After brainstorming your caption, share the reel to invite the collaborator. The invite will be in the other person's DMs. Why is collab so important for a haunted attraction owner? It's because when you have a sponsor, influencer, brand partner, or even an icon scare actor that you want to share a content with, a commercial, maybe content that is a trick-or-treating time at your haunt, you can share that content with a brand partner on their Instagram. Let's say if your Instagram has 5,000 views or likes that you get on the post, and icon character has 2,000. Well, when you guys collab that content, it combines and makes it 7,000. You do the math. You get it? You get it? Well, I'm Willie May, and this is Marketing Tricks, Treats, and Trends. See you next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Willie May. You go ahead and check him out at Yep That's Scary every week. I believe he's on live on Sundays. So make sure you head on over there on Sunday and check
Doug is
that
muted.
out. Hold on.
Doug is muted.
Hold on.
Unmute Doug. Unmute Doug. There we go.
I wasn't talking anyways.
Yes, you are now.
All right. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not done. You two will get a chance to talk. Just hold
They're
on.
excited.
Mike Murray wants to give away an Undead 12 hybrid alcohol pallet courtesy of Mile High FX. So while Doug and Chris go through their spiel, we want you guys to hashtag Mile High FX to enter yourself into win this 12 hybrid alcohol pallet. So we are giving something away courtesy of Mile High FX. Hashtag Mile High FX. So the show has been and always will be powered by Fear Expo and HauntCon. So make sure you get your tickets. You register for if you want to be a vendor. Get your hotels. Hotels will sell out. Hotels will sell out, so make sure you get in there early and don't end up like Mike and staying a mile away from the hotel. You don't want to do that, because if you can get in the hotels right next to the convention center, you just walk back and forth. It's pretty great. It's a pretty good gig, and they're pretty nice hotels as well. All right, now I guess we can talk to the two people that are, captains of this ship. I don't know if we want to though. Ugh.
I don't know. I think Tayen is the captain of the ship.
Why are you still wearing that hat? Have you taken it off? Have you taken your hat off since Fear Expo?
What are you talking about?
It's not a good hat. It's not a good look.
Proud.
I love Jelly Ball, and I love those guys, and I love everything that they do. But I promise you, Doug, it's not a good look for you. You're not the Guy Fieri of haunted
He
houses.
matches his beard.
Thank you.
And we're matching. We have on matching shirts. You're just mad, Steve. You're just mad.
Yeah.
And here's the big announcement tonight. I have ordered Fear Expo hats just like these.
Oh, no.
And we're going to send one to Steve.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you've seen these luscious locks of mine, but it would be a sin to cover this up.
Okay.
Is it a sponsorship he has to wear all year?
Oh, I mean, I could be paid. I could definitely be paid to wear it all year for sure.
Well, and we got one for Willie too, because we need to make sure that he's, sporting the golden locks as well. I'm growing my beard out to match my hair. I mean, come on.
I think you're just jealous of me.
Oh my God.
That's all right. I remember my first beard.
I had a beard one time.
So,
I can't relate to this.
big announcements. The hotels are not sold out yet, but vendor spots are almost totally sold out, and they will be sold out by the end of the month. I almost guarantee it.
How many you got left?
We have room for 7 more vendors.
Yeah.
We have a little more room in the blacklight area, which is now the first portion of Fear Expo. So to come into Fear Expo, you enter the blacklight area or the dark area. And
Well, there you go, guys. If you are a vendor and you want to be a part of this for Fear Expo, April 12th through the 14th, if you want to be a part of it, make sure you get in there now because the spaces are tight. They will be gone.
Fear Expo is pretty cool, Steve.
So what I was saying is the theme for the blacklight area is going to be carnival or clowns. So if you are a vendor, whether you already have stuff on the show floor or not, and you want to showcase it under black light or in the dark area, get a hold of me and we will find a way to get you in there. Even if you already have a booth somewhere else and you just want to do a showcase, we'll hook you up.
That also goes for instructors and demonstrations as well. So if you're a makeup artist and or maybe you just have some cool costumes and stuff, you don't have to have props or anything crazy. If you just got costumes or makeup that's going to look really good under UV light, make sure you take advantage of the dark area that we're going to have set up for you guys.
Yeah, and all the little things that we took notes on, we have been collaborating, working on, and improving to make next year's Fear Expo that much better than this year.
Every year, that's the plan, right?
Yep.
Bigger and bigger.
Every year it's going to be better and better. I mean, the jump that we made, like you and I actually talked about this the day I left. If we make a jump again, like we did from last year to this year, like we're going to have a real problem on our hands.
Well, here's the deal, Stephen. We haven't talked about this too much, but we are actually going to limit the VIP tickets this year. It just makes sense because if we continue to grow like we're growing, we're going to grow out of that location. And our goal is to be the VIP trade show for the haunt industry. And the only way we do that is to make sure that we grow correctly and we don't overgrow where it's about the money. Instead, it's more about the people who show up there.
Mm-hmm. So again, you guys are hearing it now. You're hearing it first. If you want to get in on the VIP experience, which if you don't know what the VIP experience is, it's pretty crazy. It's early access to the showroom floor. It's that right there is huge because you get that very, very precious one-on-one time with these vendors. The vendors love it. The VIPs love it. The showroom floor is not as crowded, and you get to really take your time and spend time with the vendors. For those that maybe you want some custom things done, or maybe you just need a little bit of advice or a little bit of a nudge in the right direction, that's your time to do it. VIP, we're gonna feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner pretty much constantly. I do believe the VIP early access last year was we had a bar down there, and thanks to Jelly Ball, there was about 100+ people that got free drinks because Jelly Ball they just swiped their card, and everybody got all liquored up, started buying stuff. I do believe Brutal Rust is building the bar this year.
Their booth is going to be the bar. They are doing an old Western style saloon. So you will go in there. And from what I heard, we have sponsors this year that are looking to do free drinks on certain days.
For the VIPs.
Yes.
So keep that in mind when you guys want to get in there, and it's really not that bad compared to, I mean, what's the general admission was what, $25, and then VIP was like 70. I don't remember.
It was 70 this year. This year coming up, we are spicing up the VIP. So just to give you a little taste, I kind of release a couple things here before we've released it on Facebook. We're starting out with the networking breakfast. And that's going to be, just like it was this year. Great food, great time. And then we're going right into the thing that we originated at Fear Expo, and that is our speed dating, where the vendors meet all of the attraction owners, and you go from table to table within, it's about 30 to 45 seconds, and you move around the room. We are starting that directly after breakfast. So that way, before you even go on the show floor in the afternoon, you already have an idea on who you want to meet, where you want to go. We are also leasing the other side of the upstairs. We have not used that section yet. And that's where, because we're moving into a bigger area because the amount of people who are signing up for our vendor and haunt owner speed dating, networking speed dating. So that's going to happen right in the morning. And then I release more of it as we go along, but we got some really big new things this year to bring that VIP experience to that next level.
Yeah, I mean, last year was insane. Or that's just say this year was insane. Last show was insane. But yeah, everybody that attended the VIP events, and it was kind of cool to see that it's not like you had a couple of people attending this one or attending that one. All the VIPs attended all the events. Like, I mean, it was worth it. Everybody I talked to about it was like, well, yeah, I mean, it was worth it. Like, you don't have to pay for food, you don't have to go anywhere to go eat. We could just stay in the building. We can do, it's everything we want is right here in this VIP package. So
And
make sure you get on that quickly.
we also learned about the classes, Steve. We filled those classes up so quickly that some of the VIPs who came into the classes towards the end didn't get the seating we wanted. So this year, the front half of the rooms will be set up for VIPs. So all the VIPs, we're going to make sure we're taking care of you from the moment you come to Fear Expo to the time that we help you load your car on the way out.
So go ahead, drop the few extra bucks. It is worth it, and it is limited. There will be a cap. We were so excited this past show that when people showed up and they wanted to buy a VIP pass, we let them buy it like right there on the spot, and then we just ended up with a lot of VIPs, which caused a couple of headaches, but nothing too crazy, nothing out of control. But yeah, it was a good time. It was really, really cool.
Blind Perception, what's up?
For those of you who don't know, Blind Perception performed last year for us on Friday night with 500 Miles to Memphis. Both those bands put on an amazing show. Everybody loved them.
I've had so many emails about Blind Perception, so definitely you guys killed it. I'm glad you're watching our podcast here too.
So other than hotels are probably going to sell out. I mean, that's not even a problem. Probably. I mean, they sold out last year.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to sell out.
The only question is how far you're going to have to, walk to get to the show, because the front hotels are going to sell out, and we have 9 other hotels that I guarantee you'll probably sell out this year as well.
So the Hampton and the Holiday Inn right next to the convention center is what you guys want to shoot for, and those blocks have been released. They were released 2 weeks ago, so please get yourself in there, because then you get to do cool things like hang out with me, hang out with Doug, hang out with Chris. I don't know. You probably not hang out with Chris. Chris is like a ghost. He doesn't show his face too much, but I promise you he is there.
Oh, and me. Hi.
And we're gonna get Tayen to all the VIPs sure have to escort him onto the show floor. So we'll have to get her busy practicing her walk, armed out, walking
in those heels she got from Imagination.
Yes, perfect. I love the fact that you went around and you interviewed vendors this year, but maybe next year we'll get you to interview attraction owners.
That'd be cool. I interviewed Waverly Hills because they had a booth, and it was really cool talking to them. I really liked the one-on-one with people.
Well, I do believe the plan for HauntCon and Fear Expo is to do a live show like we're doing now, but at the show.
I done beat you, Steve. I already did it.
Yeah, but a little. Yes, you did, but more of a podcast where we're gonna set up an area, and we're gonna have the mics, and we're gonna have everything, and we're gonna have people on there and talk to them. I have a feeling that's gonna be like a 7-hour show, just because there's gonna be so many people there that's gonna want to talk. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that long, but we'll see what happens with that.
Well, and we're gonna have That's Scary there. Willie May and his team are going to be there, not to mention so many other podcasters, and they're going to be sharing information going on there at Fear Expo. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe it's a year away, but I guess I almost want to say it's only a year away, because there's so much we're packing into this. I want to go out and just start telling you guys everything, but I just can't yet, because it's not fair to release it now. So.
And don't forget, I'm not going to give away too many details, but don't forget that there will be a haunt tour for Fear Expo and HauntCon. There will be a haunt tour for both shows. So keep your eyes out for that, because those tickets will be limited as well. And I know Doug and I have been going back and forth talking about, different things and what we want to do for the Fear Expo one. And you're not going to want to miss this one. If you thought the one this year was great, which it was. I mean, no, I'm not saying it wasn't. It was absolutely, it was fantastic. It was top notch. This one is kind of,
Does it involve us having them getting on private jets and flying to the haunts this year? I mean, is it something like that awesome, Steve?
No. At least not that I'm aware of, not yet. Maybe, I don't know. But I know at least one of the locations that we talked about, which we just recently talked about, it was, I don't want to say what it is yet. I don't want to give it away, but
it's cool. It's really cool.
That's going to be a hit. That one's, that's going to be talked about for a long time.
It blows my mind that it hasn't been on the tour yet. And when I found out about it, I was like, wow. So yeah, you're right, Steve. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy one. And I mean, when people do find out about it eventually, hopefully soon, they're going to lose their minds. They're going to lose their minds about that. Because that's insane. We're going to have to do a whole show about that.
Exactly.
Like it's I'm really excited about that.
So here's the deal too. We also have to think about the amount of vendors that are going to want to go to that and really plan the setup around that tour, because we're going to have a lot of vendors who'll be like, can I just go to that part of the tour?
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of it's going to be amazing too, but they're not going to want to miss that. It was like Waverly Hills. We had so many people say, I can't go to everything, but can I go to Waverly Hills? It's going to be that same type of response for this thing.
It might be bigger. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, we're more than likely, because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to know what it is, but there's going to be some that don't. And we're going to have to spend, I think, a show just covering that and getting them on here and discussing that and telling the story and everything. I'm excited about it. It's going to be really cool. Anyways, check it out. We're going to be doing the drawing soon, so hurry up and get your hashtag in for hashtag MileHighFX. You got a couple more minutes. We're going to do the drawing for that 12 pallet, the undead. Was it 12? I can't remember what it was. I think it was 12. The undead pallet, alcohol-based.
It's a drawing.
It's a drawing.
A drawing. Steve says drawing.
It's a drawing, right? Or
a drawing. Drawing.
Whatever. This is how we talk in Cleveland. We're not. We drink and we suffer from miserable depression. That's what we do. Welcome to Cleveland, folks. So get your hashtags in, because if you want to be entered into the drawing, that's how you get entered in.
Do the drawing.
So now we're gonna have to make Fear Expo shirts, apparently, because
Fear Expo. Fear Expo.
Oh my goodness.
Fear Expo shirts.
No, that's what people are putting Fear Expo and drawing.
I think he's okay. So
it's all right. I have a minor case of severe brain damage.
We're not from
damage.
Yeah, we're not from Michigan.
So let's give some stuff away, call it a night, and get ready for next week, because we have some big announcements next week.
Yeah, I have a new title, by the way.
Oh boy.
We're waiting.
Is that next week too? I don't know.
Tayen, take over this and get control. Come on.
What?
Chris hasn't left the basement in 6 months. That's a mold cough right there. He's suffering from black mold and dysentery at this very moment.
He's not okay.
No.
He's not okay.
Chris, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I mean, hello.
Title.
All right, let me pull up the screen. You guys ready?
Yes.
Well, so glad I was ready for that.
All right, well, my hair's flattening out.
We've been waiting so long. Doug's hair's turning gray.
Man,
The beard was not gray when we started this.
You know how to build anticipation, that's for sure.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, awesome. That was fantastic.
The winner is...
My dog made that on clip art from 1994.
Here we go. We're gonna draw. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, I didn't see my name yet.
You can't win.
Oh,
Not again. Whoa!
Keith.
Didn't he win last week?
No,
It was
Guys,
on
we're
2
not
weeks
we're
ago.
not a radio station. It doesn't matter. You can win every week.
Yeah, and Keith shows up every week and he puts the hashtags in. So
Yeah, so you can win.
So he is the winner.
Keith's the winner. Keith's the winner. Congratulations, Keith. You are going to win. We got to put
What's
it up
that?
here because
It
I
was
don't remember
lingerie
what
or
it is.
something, wasn't
Hold on,
it?
I gotta scroll through all the Haunt Expos here.
No, it was lingerie. He won lingerie.
I don't know where it went. Anyways, you're winning a Undead 12 pallet alcohol based makeup kit from Mile High FX. So thank you, Mike from Mile High FX. Thank you, Southern Nikki from Imagination. If you guys are not going to take advantage of their 10% off, use Fear Expo code for Mile High FX and use Sweet for Imagination. Then send it to me because I will definitely use it. I'm sure Tayen will use it. So get your orders in. Halloween is rapidly approaching, guys. We're like 4 months away or something like that. That's like, it's never enough time.
no.
It's never enough time.
So next week or the week after, if you are a haunt owner and you're watching, get a hold of us if you would like us to interview you in the upcoming season and talk about some of the preparation you were going through. We'd love to talk to haunt owners out there on the show.
Yeah, let's get haunt owners in here. Let's get makeup artists and actors and let's get everybody in here. If you're part of the haunt industry, I want you on here. I want to talk to you. But I don't think we had a haunt owner yet.
We've
Other
had
than the shows leading up to Fear Expo doing the tour bus for the haunt tour. We had them, but yeah, I mean, I just, even if you didn't attend Fear Expo or HauntCon or don't plan on to, just, give us a holler. We'd love to talk to you guys. See what you guys are up to.
Exactly. Well, cool. And hopefully I'll have some of these hats to give away pretty soon.
I hope not. Jellyball, I love you guys. I love everything
No, they're going
you
to have
do.
Fear Expo on them.
I know, but I love them and I love everything they do. I will never forgive them for bringing those hats. I will never. Even Lisa was telling me about it. Lisa's just like, oh my God, like he will not let this go.
Even so you had your boots and your hats. I mean, we had it all,
Yeah. Okay. I'm done. Are you done, Tayen? Are you done?
She's just getting started.
Hey, Tayen, congratulations on graduation.
Thank you.
I mean, we got one more show, but then after that, you're a full-blown adult ready to face the world, even though your parents already work for you, but that's fine.
You're going to get me in trouble again. Here we go.
You do pay them well, don't you?
They own a percentage.
Okay, that's a good way to do it. I'm glad to see you're on top of that.
They own a percentage. Each one of them does.
A percent? 1%?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
That's good.
She's like Macaulay Culkin.
Profit sharing. She's just being incentivizing to her employees.
Yeah, she's one of the Olsen twins. So.
All right. Well, welcome to 1997, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, come on.
All right, guys. I'm done. Doug, Chris, thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you for Fear Expo. Thank you for HauntCon. Thank you for all of it. Thank you for the show. I'm not going to thank you for the hats.
Salty.
I'm out of here.
Jeez.
Thank all of you for joining us and supporting this wonderful industry that we work and live in. I love all of you guys, and I will see you next Thursday.
See you guys next week.